Hey guys, Dave Menz, Laundromat Millionaire here in Cincinnati, Ohio, coming to you live from my studio. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really have a studio. I just have an office. And I have got someone super famous on the line with me right now, Jordan Berry from the Laundromat Resource. What's up, Jordan? How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I thought you had somebody cool on. I was like,
you're like, who's coming? Who's coming?
This is awesome.
You didn't know you were famous. You are.
Yeah, totally. Minor laundromat celebrity over here.
That's right.
I'm doing good, man. Over here on the best coast, West Coast, and doing awesome, man. Excited.
Yeah. Well, just so you guys know, before we started recording, Jordan was rubbing my nose in his weather because it's a balmy 22 here in Cincinnati, and it's like, I don't know, 110 or something out there on the West Coast.
Oh, it's a chilly 64 today. I mean, it'll be 70 later in the week, but today it's chilly.
He said he got cold. He had to put a light jacket on over his t-shirt. I felt so bad for it. I can't leave my house. I turn into a pillar of ice. Yeah. But anyway, so all y'all that are Northerners and Midwesterners like me, we don't like people like Jordan this time of year, but we do appreciate that they let us come down and enjoy their weather.
Anytime.
So anyways, well, listen, guys, we are here today and we are, as Jordan Berry says, we are pumped. We are pumped because one, we had a fantastic second episode. And just so you know, Jordan, I'm going to start calling them episodes because it's official. It's a real thing we got going on here.
Done.
And we episode number 2 with Brian Wallace, the president and CEO of the CLA, went off without a hitch. And we had close to a couple hundred people on there, laundromat owners from all over the country. I'm not sure if we had any internationally, but if somebody jumps on the episode 3 this week, and they are international in another country, we need to know about it. So you guys need to strike your claim to fame. What did you think about that? Because I got to tell you, I knew it was going to be good. I didn't know. I mean, the first one was really good. I think we had 50 or 60 people on there, which is quite a few. And then we get Brian Wallace on there and he attracted a crowd, which I wasn't surprised at that at all. And some of his answers to questions. I mean, one of the things I love about doing this is I learned. Like, I'm not going to even sit here and pretend like I know everything. I learned a ton from his answers and from your answers. And I just thought it was fantastic. What did you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the main reason that I do this and I do the podcast because I'm just trying to learn from people.
Sure.
It's awesome. Man, I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of fun because not only was there a lot of wisdom happening here. I mean, we covered a lot of topics, like a few that we talked about. We talked about pros and cons of coins and cards. We talked about what to do when your laundromat's losing money. We covered, even like how to collect quarters safely. I mean, we covered a ton of different things. Yeah. And I just also wanted to remind everybody that Dave Menz was compared to Michael Jordan during that Q&A. So
that makes me a legend in my own mind.
Oh, you are a legend in my mind also. But we covered a ton of stuff and there's a ton of wisdom in the Q&A. But there's also so much wisdom happening in the chat. And honestly, I love talking to you. I love having our guests on and hearing everybody's wisdom, but I love the chat, dude. It's just so cool. And it complements everything going on so well. And it makes it a group effort. And it makes it all that more valuable when you come and you ask a question. You're hearing from guys like Dave. You're hearing from guys like Brian Wallace. You're hearing from guys like the guests that we're going to have this week, which I can't wait to tell you about. But you're also hearing from other industry leaders who are there in the chat, answering questions, giving hard numbers, giving good advice based on their experiences. And so dude, I cannot be more pumped to make fun of myself about these episodes, these Q&A episodes that we've got going on. And I'm excited about the next one too.
Yeah, it is something else. I tell you what, you won't beat Brian Wallace. I mean, you talked about him being one of the leaders in the industry, but I think at one point, me or you, one of us also talked about the fact that obviously there's not only one leader in any industry and that there's a top, I don't know, 10, 20, something like that are all just, I guess we would call them power players that have been just serving this industry for an insane amount of time. And our guest that we got for episode 3, which is this Saturday, by the way, it's this Saturday, February 13th. At 5 p.m. Eastern time, or Daryl likes to call it Beast Coast time.
2 p.m. Best
2
Coast
p.m.
time.
And I probably would have messed that up. Yeah, the more important. But for all you people out there in the warm weather, so we're excited about it. And so the cool thing was we wanted to do this little video just to let everybody know, what time we're doing it. This is on my Laundromat Millionaire YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't subscribed to that, subscribe to my channel, click the little alert bell. And I'm not sure what it is, a few hours before we go live, I think you'll get an alert. And then when we do go live, you'll get another alert, I know for sure, just to kind of remind you, but you can schedule it a little bit ahead of time too. So our guest that we're going to have on there is going to be fantastic. And I couldn't be more excited. So do you want to tell them who it is?
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Of course I do. Well, real quick, you can also click the link down below in the description, and that will take you to the event page where you can set a reminder there too, and subscribe to Laundromat Millionaire YouTube channel. But go click that link down below, and that will get you to where the event is happening, but it'll also let you set an alert so that you get a notification, because you're not going to want to miss it, because we have joined. Not only are you going to get to look at these two pretty faces for like an hour and a half and hear, Dave, the Laundromat Millionaire's wisdom, but we're having on Brian Grell with us. And you may or may not know who that is, but it's kind of a big deal. You probably have heard of the term zombie laundromat, zombie mat. And if you've heard of that, then Brian Grell is the one who coined that phrase. And it's pretty, we were just talking about how people who aren't even in our industry have heard that phrase. And
they've used that phrase. They're going around using it. They don't even know where it came from.
So I'm super excited about this because, a lot of us have some room for improvement. Maybe we don't have a zombie mat in particular, but we have some room for improvement, and Brian's going to bring a lot of wisdom there. Some of you, I know a lot of you who are looking to get in the industry are interested in buying some of these zombie mats and revamping them, retooling them, and rebranding them. And Brian's the one, who's going to help you figure out how to do that best and answer your questions for that. And he's also coming from the lending side of things. Sorry, man. I feel like I'm jumping the gun. Why don't you read us his bio? How about that?
Yeah.
Tell us who he is.
So as Jordan mentioned, Brian Grell, AKA the Zombie Mat Slayer, which I thought that was even cool. When he first came out, the Zombie Mat thing, I thought that was pretty awesome. And then somewhere along the line, someone referred to him as the Zombie Mat Slayer. So he's out there killing all these terrible laundromats and turning them into something much nicer. I thought that was pretty cool too. But anyway, Brian Grell, AKA the Zombie Mat Slayer. For those of you that don't know, he's the co-founder of Eastern Funding, which is absolutely a leading financial lender to laundry businesses. And I think they deal with some other industries too. But Brian's career in laundry spans over 3 decades, so over 30 years. Prior to serving with Eastern Funding, he served as the controller for the largest coin-operated laundry equipment distributor and route operator in the United States from 87 to 97. So he's not just a guy making loans that pretends to know the industry. He's a guy that's in the industry, been in the industry for a long time, and served the industry from a lot of different angles. And I don't know if you guys have ever had any time to talk to him one-on-one or been a part of a presentation, but he is one of the most passionate guys in the industry, but he's also very, very knowledgeable from an intimate level, not just from like a big picture lending level. Over the past few years, Brian has focused on helping laundromat owners improve their businesses any way that he can. He is absolutely up there with me and Jordan. In fact, he's probably above us in his passion for the industry. And he was working hard to elevate the industry before either of us were ever in the industry. Mm-hmm. So I have the utmost respect for Brian and his knowledge and his experience. And honestly, like when I see people that just have insane amount of passion for anything, I definitely admire them. But I mean, he's literally helped hundreds, if not thousands, of laundromat owners and new investors across the country. And a lot of them have attended his high energy presentations, which if you know Brian Grell, you're laughing right now because he has a special presentation called the Zombie Mat presentation. And it is just out of this world fantastic. Brian is relentless and he is a passionate promoter of laundry cares, which I'm sure we're going to talk about that with him for sure. He probably won't let us not talk about it, to be honest. And its initiatives, which is like the Read, Play, Learn and free laundry days that go on through the CLA. And that for those of you that didn't know, we had, Brian Wallace on episode 2. Go check that out. By the way, that's down in the show notes, the link for episode 2. But Brian Wallace is the CEO of the CLA, but a lot of people don't know this. Brian Grell served as the chairman of the board of the Coin Laundry Association. So I don't know if I guess that makes him Brian Wallace's boss last year. Is that how that works? I'm not sure. We should ask him if he ever had to write Brian Wallace up for like doing something he shouldn't have been taking. I wonder if Brian Wallace ever took too long of a lunch and Brian Grell had to
let's get the dirt on Brian Wallace.
Oh, let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Let's get it. So anyway, me and Jordan have been talking about this. And one of the things we absolutely agreed on is that we have some questions. We got some questions for Brian. So you guys are just going to have to get in line because the hosts get first dibs here. And we are here to learn, make no mistake about it. So we want to get the wisdom of the almighty zombie mat slayer. And we got a couple questions we're going to ask him that we think you guys are going to be interested in. So Jordan, what are those questions we're going to ask him? Because I can't wait to get the answers. I don't even want to wait till Saturday.
Well, I mean, first of all, I was just kind of curious as to where the term laundry zombie mat, came from, how that kind of came into play. If it was something that he thought of and, intentionally did, or if it was just something that kind of came out during one of his talks and it kind of stuck, which I think stuff like this tends to happen that way. So that would be an interesting story.
Doesn't it make you feel that has to have a story? Like there has to be something behind that.
I hope so. We're going to find out. Find out.
Maybe we'll be let down, but it's got to have a story. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that's question number one. Yeah. Number two, I really want, I think it would help a lot of people who are trying to get into this industry of what do you do first when you buy a zombie mat? What do you do first in order to help this thing get turned around? If he's out there as the zombie mat slayer, how do you slay a zombie mat? Yeah. And I think that would be an awesome question for me, because like I said, we all have stuff we can improve in our businesses, but in particular for people who maybe own a zombie mat now and want to kind of turn that around, or people who are looking to buy one and turn it around, retool it and rebrand it and whatever. So I'm excited to hear what he has to say about that.
I totally agree. And I tell you what, I got a question for him too, that I know you're going to want to hear the answer to is where do we get the money to fix a zombie mat? He's with Eastern Funding, right? They're the money guys. And can we borrow, this is good if I own a zombie mat right now and I'm not sure where I'm going to get the money to fix it up, or if I'm just, you and I both know as consultants in the industry, that's a great entry point to entering the industry as far as having a reduced cash position. And that's fantastic. That's great and all, but we all know that you can't acquire a laundromat or a zombie mat, whether it's free or you just get it really cheap and just leave it the way that it is. You gotta, he's the slayer. He doesn't leave them there. And so I'm curious his opinion of, if I buy or get it for free, even a zombie mat, can I just come to Eastern Funding and be like, hey, I need like $800,000 to fix up my zombie mat? Is he going to be like, yep, give me the money, no problem, no questions asked? I don't think that's how it's going to happen. I hope so. But awesome. there might be an application or something. Yeah. But anyway, I'm really curious what his parameters are for whether I can get financing, because you and I know, if you got the revenue, it's easy to get money because they're like, yeah, you can afford to pay for it. But if you got a zombie mat or you don't own any and you're thinking about buying this rundown, dumpy laundromat, and okay, what if you don't have a ton of cash? Can you borrow? Can you leverage to turn that into a valuable asset and a community resource? Because I'm kind of curious. I'm sure every situation's a little different. So I'm sure we're going to get some quantifying answers. But the reality is that's a question I have for him. And I definitely want to hear about the zombie mat story of how this came to be. Yeah.
Well, hey, if you're interested in those questions and you have some questions of your own, join us, man. This live Q&A. It's going to be Saturday, February 13th. This is, to be honest with you, I can't think of better people to spend the day before Valentine's with. You know, it's the weekend full of love, and we're going to be hanging out together. We're
going to sing Kumbaya
at
halftime. It's 90 minutes long, guys. So 45, in my math, 45 minutes in, we're going to pause, stop taking questions. We're going to sing Kumbaya,
virtual hugs.
Virtual hugs.
Yeah.
6 feet or what are we, 6,000 miles apart, 6, something like that. Anyway, I am super excited. And as Jordan Berry would say, I'm pumped to have Brian on. And I will tell him this when we're on live. But I am very appreciative for him because he's a busy man. He's definitely an industry powerhouse, just like Brian Wallace. And for those of you that don't know, our only guest that we approve for this show is because we have people just pounding down the doors. It all starts with if your name's Brian.
Yeah.
Okay. So if your name's Brian, then you get moved right to the front of the line. So if you've owned a laundromat for like a week or two, but your name's Brian, we consider you a power player.
You're in.
We want you to answer some questions on the next episode. Brian Henderson, look out, man. We're coming your way. And every other Brian of the industry. But no, seriously, man, I'm super excited. I can't believe it's taken off like it is. And I couldn't possibly be more excited for this Saturday. So guys, don't forget, it's on my channel. I appreciate Jordan letting me do this on my channel. Laundromat Millionaire on YouTube. Jordan mentioned it. It's February 13th. I want to make sure I don't mess this up. February 13th, 5 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Pacific. I don't even know what that is Central. They're an hour behind me. So that's 4 p.m. Central.
Nobody cares really.
Oh my gosh. Brian Henderson's right over right now. He's
Essential time.
Essential time. I love it. But anyway, so make sure you guys join us. And as Jordan mentioned earlier, we're going to put the link so you don't have to go far. If you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel on that day, just click on the link in this video and it'll take you right there. And then once you get there, then you have to subscribe to my channel. That's the rules. Okay.
Yeah.
90 minutes long of just slam packed value with Jordan Berry from the Laundromat Resource and the Zombie Mat Slayer. So guys, do us a favor, join us, get down in the comments, ask questions, answer questions, help each other out. This is a community. It's not about me. It's not about Jordan, and it's not even about Brian Gurrell. This is about the community. It's about the industry. So we want you guys to dive in. And the last thing I'm going to beg you to do is to share this. Share this video, share this information. I don't care if you text it, email it, put it on Facebook. If you're on a Facebook group, put it on there. If they delete it, so what? Share this information because this thing is free. I don't know if we even mentioned that. But this thing is totally free, guys. There's no admission. There's no charge. We don't want anything from you. We're not going to try to sell you anything. It's just a bunch of people that are passionate about the industry, just trying to give back to each other, collaborate, help each other out. And what is it we call it? Elevate the industry together, guys.
Cannot wait. February 13th, 5 p.m. Eastern. Click the link down below. Make sure you set a reminder so that you get a notification because you're not going to want to miss it. Dave, thanks for being so rad.
Yep, you got it, man.
All right, man.
All right, we'll see you guys there Saturday, February 13th. Cupid time.